Hi, this is Ray from loveyourrv.com, and today I'm doing a little bit of a repair to my Cougar fifth wheel. It's a model 276RLS WE, and the problem I have is the black tank waste valve has developed a bit of a crack at the end near where the pull rod goes in, and before it becomes a problem, I'm going to replace the valve. So first thing I did was fill the tank right up with fresh water, flush it out, and now I'm using my black tank wash right now to really clean that tank out, because I'm really not looking forward to this. So I want as clean a tank as possible. I'm going to have to deal with that. Clear elbows on the output, so that's something I'd advise any RVer to have, so you can see what color the water is coming out there. So I'll run my tank flush until I can get it to run nice and clear, and I'll know when I take the valve apart I won't have any unpleasantness. And here's what I'm faced with. You can see both the gray tank valve there, and of course the harder to reach one is the black tank. And right here is where it's developing a crack. It's not leaking yet, but I really don't want it to get to the point where it does start to leak. So I'm sure in here is some type of rubber seal, and because it's cracked, it's going to start to move around more and more. Pretty soon it's going to break that seal or break right off, and then I'm going to have a mess on my hands. So looks like we got 4 bolts to undo. I'm hoping once I undo that it'll slide out. If not, I'm going to have to undo this side too and drop them both down. Hopefully that's not the case. And I'm going to get rid of all this spray foam first. In case you're wondering, the nut size is 7/16, so I'm going to go ahead and undo the 4 nuts and bolts out of the trailer. This is my replacement valve for the black tank, and I also picked up some what they call plumber's grease. It's a silicone grease. It's good for lubricating rubber seals in plumbing, so I'll lubricate the seals before they go back. This is my gray tank valve. It looks in great shape, so I'll reuse it. And this is the black tank, and there you can see the crack that had developed. It was only a matter of time before that was going to break open and start leaking black tank water all underneath, so I'm really glad I caught it in time. I had to take the second valve off too. There was no way the black tank valve was going to come out. So I pulled out the other valve, and it was a bit of a gong show getting them out there. Really not much space to work with. Really tight in there, so I had to pull the whole assembly down and kind of wiggle and get them out. So now we'll see if the new one will go back in there. I don't want to have to cut the plumbing and re-glue it again. I don't know, it's kind of a one-time shot they did, not expecting you to have to do any service on it. Valve replacement turned into a royal pain thanks to this kind of mental arrangement where they have black valve and gray valve emptying into a single pipe, which is all fine and dandy, but you got the black tank here and the gray tank down there, and they're immovable objects, and then they put in the valves and then just ABS plastic, and they glued it all together. Okay, that's all great until you need to replace a valve. So I undid the black and I undid the gray, and I managed to kind of twist the pipe and get them out and replace the black. The only thing is when it's going together you have no clearance at all. So I tried several times, and a couple times I managed to get them in, but those little round gaskets would roll inside and then they wouldn't be seated properly and the valve would leak. First both valves leaked, and then I tried again and the gray valve leaked, and it just became tedious and I was never going to get it. I was going to wreck something. So my solution was to cut out a section on the gray side and put in a rubber pipe connector. It's like a rubber boot that you can do up with hose clamps. And what that does is it gives me just enough clearance so that I can install the black and then put in the gray and then adjust the boot and tighten it up. One reason I put it onto the gray side is if ever it leaks, at least it's just gray water, not black water, but it's a pretty tight connection. So I think that's a good way to go. And then if I ever have a leaky valve and need to get in there and change it, all I have to do is undo that, push it back, and then I'll have enough clearance to do it. But it took quite a few hours to get that done. So I hope that might save someone some trouble in the future if they're working on their Cougar by Keystone. This is a 276RLS WE. I don't know how many models will have this crazy arrangement, but hopefully I can help someone out in the future that has to do the same job. So I've filled up the tanks, and then we'll give them a try. First we'll get the black. There we go. Looks like no leaks. Okay. Looking good. Let's check for leaks. Looks good. That's the gray. Ah, no leaks. And the black. Okay. Oh, I'm a happy camper again.